what day of the week is Sunday?
That's first day.
So Sunday is the first day of the week. Sunday is the first day of the week. Now we are going to read out of the Bible what the Bible has to tell us of the day of worship, the day that we should go and worship God. You understand? We have established that Sunday is the first day of the week. My brother, how are you? How are you doing? What's the name? Wow. Okay, my name is Joshua. My brother, how are you doing? Can I speak to you? Come. Let me ask you some questions. So, Lawao, brother Chigoze. So, the first day of the week, my brother, how are you? The first day of the week is Sunday. Now, let's jump back to Exodus chapter 20. Let's quickly read something. Or, let's go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. That is the beginning. Let's see what the Bible has to tell us about the day of the week. Read what you have.
The book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 2. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made. Okay. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
So what day did God rest from all his works?
Saturday.
So which day of the week is Saturday?
Sixth day.
Seventh day.
Seventh day.
Seventh day, right? So Saturday is the seventh day. And that day was the day God rested from all his works. The seventh day is the day God rested from all his works. Now let's jump to Exodus chapter 20. Let's read from verse 8. Read.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
It said, remember the Sabbath day. Remember, that means you might have forgotten. But what? It's bringing to your remembrance. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Read. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
It says 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. It's just a replica of what is happening in Genesis chapter 1 all the way to Genesis chapter 2. You understand? It said 6 days, the same way God created heaven and the earth. How many days? 6 days. He said 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. That means you're going to work all the way from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That is 6 days, right? And what?
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. Because of what? In Genesis chapter 2 verse 2, God was the first person who rested from what? From what? Rested from all his works, right? Read.
In it thou shalt do no work, thou shalt not do any work.
So in that day, which is Saturday, which is 7th day of the week, he said you should not do any work. Read.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So he said everything you have, everything you possess should not what? Should not work on that day. They should not work on that day. Read.
For in 6 days the Lord made the heaven and earth.
So it's making a reference back to Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. You understand? He said in 6 days the Lord made heaven and the earth. Read.
The seas and all that is in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed this Sabbath day and hallowed it.
So he said the Lord hallowed the Sabbath day. Hallowed means to set aside. He set the Sabbath day aside from every other days of the week. So he said we should rest on that day, right? Now let's see those things. Remember in Exodus chapter 20 verse 10, it made us understand that we should not work, right? Let's see some other things that he has actually instructed us not to do on the Sabbath day, which is the 7th day of the week. Now go to Exodus chapter 16. Let's read verse 22, verse 23. So it's going to show us step by steps what we should not do on what? On the Sabbath day. Read what you have.
The book of Exodus chapter 16 verse 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said, tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you will bake today, and see it, that you will see it, and that which remaineth overlay up for you to be kept until the morning.
He said, what you're going to bake it before the Sabbath. So what day precedes Saturday? What day are we in before we get to Saturday? Sixth day, which is going to be what day? Friday. Very good. Read that part again. Exodus 16:23.
The book of Exodus chapter 16 verse 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord had said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you will bake today, and see it that you will see it, and that which remaineth overlay up for you to be kept until the morning.
So it said, what you're going to bake, what you are going to boil it when? On Friday. On Friday, you should boil it. Now let's see why is it telling us that. Go to Exodus chapter 35 verse 3. Let's see why it's telling us that. Read what you have. Exodus chapter 35. So it's giving us step by step how we should keep the Sabbath day holy. Sabbath day holy. How to keep the Sabbath day holy is showing us precept by precept what we need to do. Read.
The book of Exodus chapter 35 verse 2. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you a holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. He shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation upon the Sabbath day.
He said we should kindle no fire. Remember when we read in Exodus chapter 16 verse 23. He told us what you are going to cook, what you are going to bake it on a Friday, which is what? The 6th day of the week. And whatever it's remaining, lay it up for you to be kept unto what? Kept unto the Sabbath. Right? So it's telling us in Exodus chapter 35 verse 3 now. It said, don't kindle fire on the Sabbath day. What does it mean? Don't kindle fire to cook. Do you understand? No cook shop. Do you understand? What you have cooked the previous day, that is what you're going to eat on that day. When you read the whole account of Exodus chapter 16, it's going to give you a rundown of what the Most High was actually establishing to our forefathers. You understand? So it said we should not cook, we should not work, right? Let's see some other things he asked us not to do on the Sabbath day. Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 10 verse 31. We're going to show us some other things that we are not supposed to do on the Sabbath day. He has established that we should not what? We should not work, we should not cook. Let's see some other things he asked us not to do. Read.
The book of Nehemiah chapter 10 verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware of any virtuous on the Sabbath day to sell, that we will not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day.
So he said, when the people of the land bring wares to us on the Sabbath day, we will not buy it from them. You understand? So what is he telling us in essence? We should not work again on Sabbath day.
We should not buy anything on Sabbath day.
So if you are not buying anything on Sabbath day, what must you not do in return? You must not sell either. So don't buy and sell on what? On the Sabbath day. Don't buy or sell on what? On the Sabbath day, which is what? Saturday. It's not Sunday. Let's now see. A lot of people will say, but he said that day is a day of rest. It's a day of rest. We need to sit down in our house. We need to be on our bed. We need to sleep and all those things. Let's see if that is exactly what the Bible commands us, or the Bible is telling us otherwise. Go to Leviticus chapter 23 verse 3. You understand? Leviticus 23 verse 3. It's going to show you. Madam, how are you doing today? Madam, you are just coming from church, right? Okay, read that.
The book of Leviticus chapter 23 verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation.
It said it's a day of rest, right? It said a holy convocation. The word convocation, what does it mean? You don't know. Convocation is coming together. Coming together. That means it's the day we are supposed to go together to worship. Read it again.
The book of Leviticus chapter 23 verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwelling.
So it's the Sabbath of the Lord where? In all our dwellings. Wherever we are supposed to be what? Keeping the Sabbath. Keeping the Sabbath. Why must we keep the Sabbath? Go to Exodus chapter 31. Let's read from verse 16. Why must we keep the Sabbath in all our dwellings? There is a covenant between our fathers and the Most High regarding this. Read.
The book of Exodus chapter 31 verse 16. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
It's a sign between us and the Most High for what? Forever. Forever. Throughout our what? Our generation. We are supposed to be what? Keeping what? Keeping the Sabbath. Let's now see. People will say, Sabbath, Sabbath, Sabbath. Let's see what is going to happen when Christ returns and restores everything. Let's see what's going to happen. Go to Isaiah chapter 66, verse 23. We're going to show you step by step is the covenant between us and the Most High, and let's see what is going to happen at the end of it all. 66 verse 23. He's going to show you precept by precept. You know, it said we should keep it holy, and he has given us steps by step how we should keep it holy. Can you tell me those steps all the way down again? What must we not do on the Sabbath?
We should not sell, we should not cook,
Okay, and what?
we should not buy,
We should not buy, and what? We should not walk.
we should not walk.
We should congregate.
Yes.
So it said that, and let's read that.
The book of Isaiah chapter 66 verse 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, said the Lord.
So all flesh is going to come and worship what? On the Sabbath day. So the Sabbath day does not what? Does not change. The Sabbath day does not what? Does not change.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children